Hey Footy fans, in the opening round I said that was the appetizer, and now we've experienced round one, and that was the entree main course, and you can chuck in the dessert. That's how good it was. All teams involved, 9 games of football across 4 days. You can't ask for anything better than that. It was a fantastic round of football, and it all started on the Thursday night. The Blues beating the Tigers 86-81. An interesting contest, a great atmosphere, and a gallant effort by the Tigers. Look, they had a few injuries throughout this game. The main one being Josh Gipkes going down with an ACL. It's a real shame to see Josh Gipkes go down with that injury. Not only that he'll miss the rest of this season, but last season he had his injury problems as well with that hamstring issue. He missed quite a bit of footy last season. Now he's going to miss, the whole season of 2024. So really unfortunate news there, and wishing him all the best with his recovery. Unfortunately, this youngster just can't catch his lucky break. A couple other Tigers picked up a few injuries, which wasn't good to see, but what was good to see was the Tigers fight to the end of this game and not give up. So well done to them on their efforts. For the Blues, Michael Voss and his team, they start the season 2-0, a great start by them. And I'm going to put this out there. Are the Blues the new Collingwood? Obviously, we look at the Magpies last season. They kept getting the wins, but they were in thrillers. They were in very, very close games. They'd come back and just get over the line by a goal or a point or a very tight margin. And we're starting to see that pattern be a consistent factor with the Carlton Football Club. Their fans, they've got an increased heart rate, but the main thing is they have a smile on their face after the game because they've got the win, and it's always great to see. On Friday night, the Pies, the reigning premiers, well, another loss. They're 0-2. Not the best signs for Craig McRae and this team, losing 69-102 to the Swans. Dominance by the Swans at times. Once they started to fire, they got red hot at the MCG, and that Bloods culture was just sensational. How they moved the ball, a variety of players chipping in, Heaney, McDonald, Papley scoring goals, being leaders of the pack, and a variety of players around them helping out. It was a team win, and it's a team who have started this season 2-0, and it's a team who I can definitely see having a real hot run in finals if they keep up at this rate. For the Pies, well, there's problems in their back line. Their back line can't keep up. Their forward line isn't clicking at times, and their midfield, we saw some good moments, but it was in dribs and drabs. It wasn't consistent, and it's really concerning to see this reigning Premier's side perform like this. I would say in this game mainly, I saw the Sydney Swans play the Pies game against them. And that's why the Swans are so good. We saw the Swans be hot around the football, play attacking football, run through the middle, play like Collingwood did last season. And I think it was all too much at times for the Pies. They just couldn't keep up. And they need to get a grip, and it's got to happen sooner or later. It needs to happen next round, and if it doesn't, well, I think they'll struggle for the next couple, that's for sure. The Bombers beat the Hawks 107-83. Good win by the Bombers to start off their season. Archie Perkins had a great game, and Will Setterfield and a few others for the Bombers. For the Hawks, on the other hand, some good efforts at times, and Massimo D'Ambrosio, against his former side, had a fantastic game. Found the football well, had a few great moments, and I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more from Massimo this season. We had the Giants taking on the Roos. Look, no surprises here. The Giants win 121-82. It was always going to be a challenge for the Roos. They had some good moments, but obviously still a lot to improve on. For the Roos, unfortunately, Josh Goda went down with a injury. Pretty sure it was his Achilles, so that'll see him out for, a massive chunk of this season. Wishing him all the best with recovery. For the Giants, well, 2-0 start to the season. I had them in the 8 in my predictions. I had them finishing at 8th spot. And as I said in my predictions before the season started, I wouldn't be surprised if they finish in that top 6, top 4. They are finishing in the top 4, I reckon. They are a team who are just going to that next level, and I think are at that next level from what we've seen in these first two games. I know it's still early days, but they're looking really good. The Cats beat the Saints 76-68 at the Cattery. Well done to the Cats. The unveiling of the Joel Selwood stand, and they get the job done. Patrick Dangerfield with the sealer. Credit to the Saints though. They didn't back down without a fight. They kept hanging around and went to that final siren. For the Cats, Oliver Dempsey, he found a couple goals and had a few great moments, didn't he? Definitely a youngster on the rise. The Suns beat the Crows 60-54 in a very close contest in slippery conditions. And then on Sunday, the Demons beat the Dogs 109-64. Bevo and his Dogs, is it going to be that season where they slowly go down? Is it going to be the season where we see Luke Beveridge walk out the door, maybe mid-season or so? If they keep going like this, I do think it'll happen very soon, mind you. For the Ds, Jack Billings had a stellar game. Max Gawn, Petrarca, Oliver, all the big guns stepped up for the Demons. And what a way to get their first win of the season. Starting to get back on track after that mediocre performance in opening round. Port Adelaide, they beat the Eagles quite comfortably, 120-70. Great to see Harley Reid, have a few nice moments. The number one draft pick. Definitely knew how to find the football. And then to finish the round, a surprising result. Fremantle beating the Lions quite well, may I add, 93-70. Fremantle worked around the ball really well. They moved together as a unit at a fast pace. I know the Lions were without Lockie Neal, but they needed to be better, they needed to be cleaner, and they needed to be stronger and accurate in front of goal. And the fact of the matter is, they weren't. And it's concerning early on. So we look at this start to the season compared to last season. The grand finalist teams, both of them, the reigning premiers in the Pies and the runners-up in the Brisbane Lions, have started 0-2. That's the first time ever. And that's a real head-scratcher when you look at it. So both teams need to get back on track as soon as possible. Just quickly for Freo, Michael Frederick had some great moments. And Caleb Sarong, 46 disposals. That's a pretty good game, isn't it? Absolutely sensational by Caleb Sarong. He is set for a stellar season. And the Dockers, a good way to start theirs, that's for sure. Folks, it's time for Isaac's GMP of the round. For those who are new to the channel, my goal, mark and player of this round. And let's start off with the goal. And it goes to a cat in Jeremy Cameron. Took the game on. And it was absolutely sensational to see. The run, the kick, just the leadership to create this play was brilliant. And the follow-up, he called for it back. He wanted it when he continued his run. And to see him wind up on that left boot and hit it, to perfection, absolutely clutch from the angle. He absolutely nailed it. And when you're watching footy, you kind of, say things out loud or to your family or your friends, whoever you're watching the game with. And I said, gutsy move taking the game on. If you want it back, you got to nail it. And that's exactly what he did. And it's like he heard me, to be honest. But that was absolutely sensational. A very classy player, Jeremy Cameron, and a leader of this pack. So great to see him, get that goal. Definitely a goal of the year contender, I reckon. My mark of the round, not much to choose from, but this one caught my eye. From the Fremantle Dockers, Jai Amos on the stroke of half-time. A lovely leap, a clean grab. He had a fantastic performance, scored a couple goals, was caught in the action. He was that player to go to up front, and also that player who really led the way for the Dockers at times, along with, Sarong and Frederick and a few others from Freo. So a very nice grab there by Jai Amos, and I'm sure the first of many to come this season. My player of the round, I know Sarong had 46 disposals. I know Clayton Oliver had a nice game and a few others, but nothing goes past Chad Warner for me. And I'll read out his stats. 3 goals, 27 disposals, 4 marks, 4 tackles, 7 clearances, 4 inside 50s, 393 metres gained. But why Chad Warner is my player of the round was how he moved with the football, how he took the game on. He was smooth with the football in hand, the footwork, the agility. Was it the TNs? I just think it's his talent as a player. Shoes or no shoes, he is brilliant. And as I mentioned before, the Swans played the Pies game against them. And that's what caught him off. And it was a player like Chad Warner, who ducked and weaved, who got that handball, who was quick around the football, was calm and composed at all times, and had 110% effort, 110% courage to take the game on. He was an absolute star on Friday night, and so were the Sydney Swans. These Swannies, well, keep an eye on them because they're looking in fine form. For the Pies, they got to respond, and they'll look to in round 2 on Thursday night against the Saints at the MCG. Well, I'm tipping the Pies to bounce back by 23 points. Gotta love footy. If you like that recap, make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment down below your thoughts on the previous round, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And for more of my content, make sure to follow my Facebook page and also my Instagram page. Plenty of more sports updates on there. Thank you.